Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The New Channel. The New Channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the New Channel. We are helping you see the new you. This is Sunny Haldon streaming from San Jose, California.
And this is Heidi Lumaino streaming live from Metro Cebu. You're watching Money and More.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Money and More. I'm glad to have you here tonight. We have a very special episode, featuring a very special guest, to talk about what's
excited ako dito, Sunny.
She's going to talk about what's happening in what are the income opportunities of investing in the countryside. Pero kumusta ka naman, Heidi? How is everything right now?
I'm good, but nakakainggit ka kasi dito sa amin, sa Philippines, napakainit, Sunny, grabe. Umabot din ng 40.
40
So,
degrees. That's
yes. Kamusta
kuan
ka naman diyan?
yung
Ano
init
ba?
premium yan dito, no? So naghahanap ng init yung mga tao. But it's in the we're in the middle of spring now. So medyo
Wow,
temperate,
sana
no? So
all.
medyo maganda yung pan. But the mornings are pretty pa rin. Malamig pa rin, no? I think right now we're at 10 degrees. No, pero
Mhm.
iinit na siya, no, to about mga 23, no, by the morning. And besides, aside from that, no, umiinit na rin ang no, ang economic recovery. Um,
Wow, ang
umiinit na
ganda
rin
ng
ang economic
segue, ah.
umiinit na rin yung economic recovery, no. We're seeing big strides, no, since
Yeah.
for example, California, for example, will lift the lockdown restrictions by June 15. Yun po yung projection
Mm.
nila. Maganda yung story ng California, no, yung recovery ng California from being one of the states with the highest cases of COVID since last year, no. Pero they nagkuan siya, we were able to recover, and we now have the lowest incidences of COVID. The vaccines have helped a lot, no, yung vaccination, and we're
Even dito
seeing
gano'n din,
mm,
gano'n din.
yeah, it's
Ah,
going to happen as long as people will take their vaccine. We can go through this together, no. Pero
yeah,
dapat
kaya natin
mag-vaccinate
'to, 'di
mga tao.
ba? We've been through a lot
Kaya
of
yan.
ano naman,
Mm,
challenges previously, and slowly it's really a good
mm,
it's a parang ang ganda ng progress ngayon that
right.
when the vaccine is already there are already there,
Mm,
so people are slowly getting back on their feet in terms of
mm.
business, in terms of daily life, so that's a good news.
Yeah,
So tonight,
it's always
honey,
good, no, to be able to see that, no. In fact,
yeah,
well, not the irony of it, but the case of it, the situation of it is that um yung sa Pilipinas, for example, meron talagang mga probinsya na hindi masyadong wala silang masyadong cases na
mm.
maybe because of its the isolation and all of that. But these provinces, no, itong mga small communities, or these small provinces are the ones who were able to thrive, no, during the pandemic. And the pandemic has changed a lot of lifestyles. No, we certainly know of people na during the lockdown bumalik sa probinsya, di ba?
Yes.
And looking
Yes,
for opportunities
personally, we
there.
know of a lot, no, na
We know a lot of
uh,
people.
they've seen opportunities there. Things that they've long
Mm,
wanted to do, but didn't have the time kasi busy sa work. But
mm,
now they don't have any choice but to look at it and to consider it. And
uh,
in fact, they were telling us that they could ha- they could have done it earlier, no, na kasi pag nagawa nila on an earlier year, siguro nag-prosper pa yung business
mm.
nila doon.
Yeah,
Yun
so
naman
we've
ang
learned a lot now about ourselves, maybe, no, and a lot about ourselves now because of this,
Mhm.
because of what happened. And for many people, the future could be in the countryside, no, and that is exactly what our special guest tonight will be talking to us about.
Yes. Yun nga, sinabi ko, I'm very excited kasi gusto ko matuto. Dahil nag-umpisa na din ako nitong mga planting, di ba? Nagiging plantita na din ako. But I'm not among those na yung mga ornamental plants. Gusto ko yung bearing. So kaya I'm happy, nakita mo naman sana, pinakita ko sa'yo na yung mga spices namin, mga tomatoes, mga ginger, galing na sa backyard namin, and then
Yes.
yung eggplant. So that's sustainable. Kasi I was thinking at that time, Sunny, that's why I started that. Di ba nag-lockdown tayo? Very strict yung lockdown. So inisip ko kung hindi ako magtatanim, baka hindi ako pwedeng lumabas para bumili ng mga spices, mga greens, no, yung mga kangkong and alugbati and everything. So I decided to do that in
Hmm.
the backyard, and
Or
nakasanayan ko na. So every
Mm.
time maghihiwa kami ng kamatis, we save the seeds para i-grow namin ulit. And tonight, we're very privileged to have our guest, no, a very special guest. And to introduce, no, she's a social entrepreneur, Sunny, a green advocate, coffee crusader, and an advocate for women empowerment through business. Diba? She started many businesses, Sunny, and among them are, eto, gustong-gusto natin, coffee shop chain, a Filipino quick service restaurant, a farm to the table restaurant, and a natural and organic store called Eco Store. Suki kami dito, nasa ano to Maria Luisa Road to before, no? She's a strong advocate of slow food, organic farming, and sustainable agri-based businesses. She's president and co-chair of the Philippine Coffee Board Incorporated (PCBI), past chair of ASEAN Women Entrepreneur Network, a member of the UNCDF Shift Committee, and a member of the Food and Agriculture Organization, Forest and Farm Facility. She's founder of the Organization of Women Corporate Directors in the Philippines. And she is also an author, Sunny, written
Mhm.
3 books on coffee, namely Kape, that's in 2002, Barako, The Big Bean on Liberica Coffee in 2005, and the
America. Mhm.
Barista Manual 2013, and one on cacao, bean to bar. She's also authored a book on her family business, yung Jeepney Juan. So without any further ado, by the way, when COVID happened also, Sunny, she established a digital publishing company producing ebooks and webinars related to subjects close to her heart, such as coffee, wellness, sustainable agriculture, and women empowerment. Grabe, ang dami na niyang nagawa for the society, no? So, let's all welcome our viewers. Let's welcome Miss Chit Juan. Hello, Miss
Hello.
Hello.
Chit.
Hi, good evening and good morning, Sunny.
Good morning.
Yon.
And good
Diba?
evening good evening, Ma'am Chit. Great to have you on the show. How are you? Kumusta
I'm
po kayo?
good. It's very hot, as Heidi said. It's very hot in Manila, and I really envy the temperature you're at, you know. But of course, okay naman kasi, I forget summer. I forget the heat of summer. And every time it's summer, then you just realize, oh nga pala, no, it's this hot all the time anyway. So we're good.
Yeah, yeah. We're live with Chit Juan, no? Everybody, and please don't forget to if you like what you see, you can type your comments on the comment section below, and if you have any questions for Miss Ma'am Chit, then we can relay it to her as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe our page and share our page as well. Right.
Yun.
So we you have you are considered the quote and you're considered the coffee queen of the Philippines, and wow, you have
Because
so
I
many
can't
I like the
dance.
look,
publications,
Miss Chit. I like the look.
I can't dance, so I can't be a dancing queen. But I drink coffee, so
no? Yeah.
pwede na it's probably because for the longest time, coffee has been a male-dominated industry.
Oh, for sure.
Because all over the world, coffee
Yes.
trading has always been dominated by the male species. But I guess nung nangialam kami, dumami yung women in coffee. Yan. Kaya I'm wearing pink for the women in coffee.
Wow.
Right, mabuhay po kayo, no? So let's talk about what's happened, no? In 2020 especially, no? The 2020 pandemic has upended the lives of many people, no? And the entire systems have been broken down, and we saw that big lockdown, no? We saw that the cities and urban centers have shuttered, and thousands have lost their jobs, and we saw a phenomenon, no, of people going back to the provinces, no. But the rural communities especially have been affected because of this. No, from your experience, now how were they affected? No, what were the challenges that they faced no, during the lockdown?
Okay. From ang ano kasi, later I'll talk about our foundation. It's a
Okay.
modest, humble foundation. And we engage in trainings
Okay.
for women, primarily for women, because the project is called Great
Okay.
Women Project, and it's funded by Canada. The the meaning is a mouthful, gender responsive economic actions for transformation of women. Wag na lang kasi it's a mouthful
Wow.
na. Great women na lang.
May acronym pala yun.
Oo.
Okay.
My acronym.
And we have about 831 women micro entrepreneurs, and
Alright.
I underscore micro. Okay, they're really very micro entrepreneurs who are in either weaving, processed fruits and nuts, home style and wearables, and coffee.
Okay.
So the first effect is we couldn't do our face-to-face training anymore because
Mhm.
there was a travel lockdown. So we had to think of how to pivot while still making good our promise to conduct the training.
Okay.
And that's how we learned how to do webinars, and that's how we learned how to create our modules so that we could deliver the same information, share the same knowledge and tips. We deal kasi with access to market. How do they access markets? If you're a coffee farmer, how do you
Okay.
reach your buyer? Ganon. We had to pivot all our training into virtual training.
Okay. Wow.
Yun. So the challenge is not all the women had smartphones so that they
Okay.
could watch the Zoom. Another challenge is connectivity. So some of them had to go to the municipio. Some of them, I can hear you drinking coffee, Sonny. Uh, naiingit ako bigla kasi gabi na sa amin. No? Tapos na yung aking coffee time.
Tubig ko yun,
Um,
but okay.
but I like the background. Um, so we had to even change the courses, tweak them in such a way that we had to offer digital photography, we had to offer digital marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and as simple as how to mute yourself when you're in a webinar. We had to put house rules, like don't play games while you're listening to the speaker, ganon. We had to pivot that, pero syempre there's no giving up, and we've been doing it for a year now. So the government agencies had to also change plans. We had to adapt to what we call the new normal,
Mm-hmm.
and kami quickly design modules that would be as effective as if we had to do the training in person.
Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
So that's one. With all the challenges, so far, so good. Then second is there's a challenge on logistics. So you had to wait if there was no lockdown. Like ngayon, there's this bubble. There's an NCR plus bubble.
Yes.
So it's not so simple to go to Batangas, for example. That's out of our bubble. You can't go to Pampanga. That's outside our bubble.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
logistics is also a
A
challenge.
challenge. So, you were saying that ito yung mga challenges that came across during the pandemic, and
Mm-mm,
but there were also women who was able to adopt through other webinars that you have taught them, like digital
mm-mm.
photography and all those stuff. But I'm sure that there were also success stories after adapting to this, Miss Chit, no?
Oh,
So,
yes.
ano yung pwede niyong ma-share sa amin na success stories?
Okay, one is yung isang speaker namin from Bicol, parang walang COVID sa kanila. So
Sa probinsya, no?
life
Yes.
goes on, their trainings go on to the women, no?
Mm.
They have a cafe, a farm, and then meron silang it's a different kind of craft that they make dahil plantita ka, Heidi, meron silang planters. You see,
Yes.
ang galing, no? How people turned around the business ideas.
Mm.
Who would have
Very
thought
creative.
who would have thought people will now go into planters? Planters
Yes.
kasi dati in-export lang yan eh. Because you imagine planters are used in Hawaii, they're used in, you have it in Pier 1 imports, you have it
True.
in mga ganyan, no? Sa States. Ngayon, dito, may mga plantita like Heidi. So, they want to make payabang their potos or whatever, and they put it on top of their piano. So, it has to be a nice planter.
Right.
So, the focus of marketing, na walang malls eh. The malls like
Yeah.
died. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know, Sunny, siguro you've been there for some time if
Uh-huh.
your COVID anniversary is in the States, no?
March.
Pero sa amin, March, the malls closed.
Dito din.
So, there were no malls. So, people were going online, to
Yep.
shop. Okay? Luckily, kami as Echo Store, we prepared the online store about 3 years ago.
Oh, good. All right. So,
And ang nangyari is the physical store sales and the online sales, nagbaliktad sila. So,
Yeah.
online replaced physical store sales,
Right.
or what we call brick and mortar.
Mhm.
And that's the way a business should think, no?
Right.
Dapat ilagay mo lahat. So I had to interview people about SEO, about user experience, mga ganon, because
Right.
before we go back to the communities, no, kami mismo, we had to thrive.
Right.
We had to wala kang staff. Yung, how do I get my inventory? Naku, paki-print kasi I'm having a hard time. And then I'll use a highlighter and then check kasi we had expiry dates. We had, talagang roll up your sleeves and work.
You have to do it yourself.
Yeah. At the same time, you have naman the farm. And I say that with a smile because our harvest continued,
Okay.
Tapos, but our stores were closed. So I had a lot of friends and I was bartering lettuce and pechay and, I'll give a friend pechay and she gives me tinola, so it's good. So for me, I call it our ayuda exchange. Sunny, ayuda kasi became a byword, no?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
If you couldn't get your ayuda from government, you get ayuda from friends.
From your friends.
Especially for people
Totoo.
like me. I don't cook. So sabi ko, do you like pechay? Just like today, I had kilos and kilos of avocado given by a friend. And I said,
Wow.
do you like avocado? And in return, I get,
I like avocado.
oh, naku,
Exchange of that's
medyo.
And I
Really
also
na.
cook.
Yan. Good. So from Cebu,
Oh my
you can
God.
probably send me, I don't know, lumpia, barbecue or something.
Lechon belly.
Well, yeah,
Huh?
I not sige, Heidi,
Not
do
so
you
much.
drink coffee? Ayun, meron tayong. By the way, nag-message si Lloyd Luna. Thank you, Lloyd. Bakit raw ako thank you raw for guesting. So, thank you also for the opportunity.
Lloyd.
Wait, nasa communities tayo eh. Okay.
Ayun.
So,
Ang dal
kayo
ng
kasi
coffee
napunta
natin.
na tayo sa ayuda eh. So, okay lang.
No,
Okay.
that's fine po kasi yun po yung experience natin. No? It's
Okay.
actually a phenomenon. It's a wonderful phenomenon. No? Ayuda kasi is
Yeah.
part of one let's say the encompassing umbrella of Philippine Bayanihan. And we
Yes.
see manifestations of this in ayuda, yung trade, as you said. We see this in the community pantries. No?
It's
Yung
only in
communi-
the Philippines.
Oh,
Wala
yung-
yan sa inyo, Sunny,
yung
di ba?
may homeless
Sa kanila
shelter.
may
But anyway.
bayad.
May bayad sa
May bayad
kanila.
din.
Sa amin,
Yung
hindi.
community pantry is a wonderful
Yeah.
phenomenon, no, of people exchanging agricultural products, no.
Yeah.
So you mentioned probably this in you mentioned this in one of your articles, no, in one of your posts, no, this phenomenon of people giving kamote, for example, no, yung mga
Yes.
kamote, agricultural goods, no?
Okra.
Mga
Di ba?
goods,
Yung
mga
sinabi
ganun.
kanina ni
Okra.
Okra, you mentioned it
Okra.
in a very recent article.
Oo.
So these are all manifestations of the bayanihan spirit of people helping each other, and especially during this pandemic, and very clear that this has effects, no, sa countryside. Babalik tayo sa countryside, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
No, and I'm excited.
Yeah, because,
to talk about it.
yeah, because people are moving back to the countryside, and they're probably looking for business opportunities in agribusiness, no, in agribusiness, and there are many businesses that have thrived during the pandemic. Can you tell us more?
Okay, so I have this in 2015, ganun kalayo, ano? In 2015, we had a sustainability sharing or seminar, live pa nun ng seminar in Coron, Palawan.
Wow.
And we were telling people about being locavores or
Locavore.
using the food around your area, because when we were in Coron, I found out they would get their vegetables from Puerto Princesa, okay. Which is a boat ride, and then Puerto Princesa was getting it from Benguet, and I said, guys, locavorism. Locavorism is the most eco-friendly way of procuring your supplies. Of course, the best is growing your own food. The second is getting it from your locality.
Okay.
And this is very popular, especially in California, Sani, kasi you see the face of the farmer. You know, if you go to farmers markets,
Yes.
in Ferry Building, for example, you see the face of the farmer. Ito yung nag-grow ng pechay mo, ito yung nag-grow ng orange
Yes.
mo. Wala palang pechay dyan. A lettuce, at saka orange. ganyan.
Almond.
And that's,
Almond.
yeah, and that's the idea here, no? So sabi ko, dapat matuto kayo. Ay, ma'am, matigas ang lupa. Ay, everything was a barrier.
Right.
Matigas ang
Okay.
lupa, adobe, ay, hindi po tutubo. Sabi ko, look, in Bohol Bee Farm, they grew it on elevated, tapos nilalagay nila sa, coconut husk and all. Sabi ko, if there's a will, there's a way talaga. I mean, wow. 5 years later, kasi pandemic siya nag-umpisa, one of our organizers of the Coron initiative, we call it the Coron Initiative, challenge ko sila kasi we were going to eat dinner. Sabi ko, bakit spare ribs? Wala ba kayong local food? Ano ba local sa inyo? Sabi nila, kasoy. Bakit walang kasoy dito? It's all spare ribs and barbecue and ganyan. Sabi ko, you have to be proud of your local food.
Right.
Ma'am, ini-invite uli kayo nila Hilbert sa restaurant. Sige. Pagdating namin dun, everything had kasoy. Chicken with kasoy. Talaga namang ginamit niya lahat ng local.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to 2020. Al, one of the organizers, sila, no? Lockdown tayo. He started developing his natural farm.
Okay.
So we're going to be presenting that in a DOT, Department of Tourism webinar, as a farm tourism enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Okay.
farms now, everybody now, alam mo, bumagsak medyo, I know you're in finance, no? Medyo bumaba or nag-stabilize lang ang condo rates ngayon. Rental rates, selling rates of condos. Why? People are buying property outside the city.
Yeah.
Okay,
this is
dito,
a phenomenon. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, you should see the prices soar of prices in Cavite, Batangas, Laguna. Those that are, because in the Skyway now, I can go to my farm. It used to take me 90 minutes. I can go there in half an hour. 60 minutes naman. 60 minutes, okay? I've cut down my travel time because of all the Calax, the Skyway 3, etc., etc. Anyway, people are buying in the provinces. Now, there's another, yung sinabi mo na community, yung uuwi sa probinsya. Anong gagawin niya doon?
Mhm.
So, Al is a very good example of somebody who put his mind into it with his family, and now they're growing their own rice. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Of course, hindi naman, maliit lang naman yung lupain niya, 25 hectares.
Maliit.
Maliit,
Maliit lang.
Pero undeveloped pa lang niya is 3 hectares. Okay? 3 hectares. Yung the rest of the 25, ginawa niyang bike path so that you can have farm activities, etc.
And
So this
it's
is
an
one of the
instinct.
communities. This is one of the communities that have thrived. And sabi niya, survive muna, Miss Chit. Survive. Nag-survive muna kami. Nagtanim kaming gulay, mais, lahat, ganon. They started aquaculture, so now they have fish. Kasi, let's face it, some people can't go vegetarian. Some people need some animal looking them in the eye. Okay, so It's either fish or goats or chickens, ganon. So now, 1 year after the start of COVID, they have a sustainable farm community.
Wow.
Where people are making their own soil. Yes, I'm saying that again, making their own soil. Somebody just tackles the fishes, some tackles the vegetables. May kanya-kanyang assignments, parang similar to a kibbutz,
Mm-mm.
And then they share, they complement. And mind you, they don't sell pa. They trade. Oy, marami
Trade.
akong sitaw ngayon. And then
Okay.
somebody will say, oh, meron akong whatever, tofu or something.
Mhm.
So, it's become a mix of yung sinasabi mong ayuda exchange namin nila Heidi in the city and growing your own food. So, it's a
Okay.
mix of that already. And then ako, dito naman, because I stay in Makati, we have what we call a micro or a hyper local. When I say hyper local, I've never met my baker, but every week, siya yung nagde-deliver ng tinapay ko. I've never met him in person. Okay? They trust me na nga. Hindi pa ako nagpapadala ng pera, pinapadala na yung bread with delivery. Sabi ko, oh, you sent it already? I haven't paid. Mga ganon, no? So I have my bread delivered to me. I get the vegetables, of course, from the farm. Even my coconut spread, the butter, before we sold it in Eco Store, dinadaan dito nung isa kong neighbor. I'll drop it off your place. I can buy, there's this very nice chef, a Swedish chef, who's married to a Pinay, and she started advertising yung parang smoked salmon, marinated salmon. It's gravlax. And that's one of my favorites.
Gravlax, yeah.
Yeah, gravlax. So, magpe-place ka ng order. Liberty, pwede ba? O yan, may free plug ka pa, Liberty. Liberty. And then she tells me, oh, sige, you just send it by BPI, GCash, ganon. No? And then I get my gravlax. So, parang I don't really have to go to the supermarket.
Mhm.
My neighbors, the hyper-local community is feeding off each other. And then they ask naman, sabihin ko naman, oh, I have so much tableya. And then they say, oh, can I buy? Ganon. Coffee. Meron pa akong, ang daldal ko, teka. No, I'm just excited to share this
sure.
with you. Like, coffee. I like to memorize. Oh, ano kaya, no? Espresso grind. Diba? Okay, sending it to you. Are you getting for your mom? Is it also espresso grind or is she using a French press? Ganon. So,
Galing.
it's a personalized, I call it the cheat lane to my friends. No? And I kind of know when they're gonna run out of coffee. So I'll tell them, oh, you have a free book pala sent to us by Slow Food Negros. I'll deliver it the next time you order coffee. Okay, let me check on our coffee. Ayan.
Galing.
May kasama ng coffee.
Yeah, may mga ganyan, no?
Wait, nakwento ko na yung Palawan community, no? Yun. So, communities thrive because they also plant their own vegetables. Ganun. And yun, yung group nila, Al, sabi ko, have you gone to the market? Not for a year, sabi niya.
Wow.
So, if that's not sustainable, diba, I don't know what is. Kasi sila, parang self-sufficient na.
Self-sufficient, right? Right.
That's the idea. Oh.
That's great, no? Maganda yung, wow, what a conversation. We're having a great conversation with Chit Juan right now. And we'll have more with her when we come back from this break. Stay tuned. Hello, we are back, and we are inviting you to watch all our shows here on TNC, such as U-Turn, TNC The Talk, Awesome Day, The Home Buyer, The Puppet Stories, recently concluded lang, but Mondays at 5:30 p.m. The Big Picture with Lloyd Luna, Mondays to Fridays, 7:15 p.m. The Millennial Voice, Foreign Affairs, HR Hotline, Moving On Business, Well Home, Mental Shift, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. in the US, Wednesdays and Fridays, 10:30 a.m. in the Philippines, and Cybernext. Check out our page on Facebook or YouTube by searching hashtag TNC Now. Enjoy these inspiring shows because we made them especially for you. All right.
Yeah.
We are back and we are having a grand conversation with the coffee queen of the Philippines, Miss Chit Juan. Right. Welcome back, Miss Chit.
Hi.
And where we left off was very interesting. You're saying kasi we were talking about opportunities, business opportunities now in the countryside, and you were saying that well, you have to know, you have to you have to be a localvore. Tama ba?
Locavore. Yeah.
Locavore, a
Locavore.
locavore, no? Meaning that you should know ano ba meron sa locality niyo, because for example, not we can't grow coffee everywhere, for example. Di ba? But there are some niches, no, in each province or where you're from, that where in an agribusiness can thrive, hindi pa ba?
Yes.
And that could be something na matatak ang probinsya or your area or your city or wherever, no. And this can be something that can be marketed well, no. If marketed well, it could be a business opportunity for you. Ayun. Right. You were talking about people are going back to the provinces and looking for these opportunities, but they have to overcome certain challenges, no, yung barriers to entry. Hindi po madali na okay, pupunta na ako sa probinsya, balik ako sa probinsya, now what do I do? Right? How do they overcome these barriers to entry, to enter into business ventures in agribusiness?
I think number one is let's think of survival muna.
Okay. What does that mean?
People will go back to the province because probably a business went sour,
Right.
As about, I would say 80% of the businesses went that way. Second, if they were renting, how will you rent if you don't have income?
Right.
Diba?
Yeah.
Parang income streams were disturbed.
Mhm.
So iba, uwi na lang muna tayo. Kung wala ka ng daddy at mommy in the province, you have this little kubo and you have a piece of property, where do you start? No? But I've met people, the thing is, you have to set your mind to it.
Okay.
O pag ginawa natin to, walang atrasan na. Wait, kaya ba natin kumain ng gulay araw-araw?
Mhm. Okay.
Let's not think of eating gulay as a punishment. Let's think of eating gulay that we grow as something, wow, it's priceless.
Mhm.
Di ba hindi dapat, magugulay na lang kami.
No,
Ako,
but mahal
I
din ang
used to-
gulay.
oh yeah, I used to buy, my favorite vegetable is arugula. I used to buy arugula and I found out it was imported. Mahal.
Yes.
But when
Yes.
when you're traveling, arugula is like, oh, there's arugula everywhere.
Right.
Mahal pala pagdating sa atin. When I started growing it, I could have it every day. So for me, that's priceless. Kasi you can grow it in Cavite anyway, where we are. Kasi it's on an elevation where you can grow coffee. So it's about 400, 500 meters above sea level or 1,500 feet. So you can grow temperate vegetables.
Okay.
Okay. So kailangan alamin mo rin. That's why everybody who asks us, can I grow coffee? Okay, let's first check what is the elevation. Elevation? Yes, you get an altimeter and check the elevation of your property. 100 feet po. Okay, medyo hindi siya pwede for coffee.
Right.
And we think coconut? Ganon. So meron ka ring process of elimination.
Okay.
Not because you like coffee, you're going to go to the province and plant coffee.
Right.
Okay. So maybe you'll think of, I can plant coconut, but you can't eat coconut every day. So you have to have some everyday crops like vegetables.
Right.
And the easiest to grow, lowland vegetables, pechay, bok choy, upland kangkong, mustasa.
Mhm.
Yan, madali yan. They thrive, they survive and they thrive even in lowland. So you have to think of being able to grow it as a prize,
Okay.
not as a punishment. Number two, are you willing to, roll up your sleeves? Because if you see that piece of land with the bahay kubo that your caretaker probably was living at, are you wanting to buy? Are you going to stay there, or are you going to rent nearby while you're fixing your farm? So those
Okay.
are the things. And then you have to get to know local politics. Sino yung barangay captain?
Okay.
Yun. Introduce yourself. Ako po yung nakamana ng lupa dyan, yung kay tatay ganito. If they only know your father, your lolo, whatever, introduce yourself. Because the barangay captain is the mediator in anything that will happen in your village. It's really, you go back to the village. And then you get to know your neighbors. As I was telling you, I had to meet my neighbors. So you tell them, what you're planning to do because they don't like resorts. Ma'am, anong gagawin niyo dyan? Magtatayo ba kayong resort? Hindi po, gulayan lang po yan. Ganyan.
All right.
Because the reason why everybody moved out is to have some peace and quiet. And here you are putting up what they think is a resort. And so it will disturb the peace in the village. So, mga ganon. So getting to know your neighbors, it's just like, back to basics. So yun. Now, for those who are thinking of it as their livelihood, first is you think of survival first. Can you survive staying in the province? Okay, that means eating vegetables almost every day, growing your own chickens, raising your own whatever hogs or fish. And then second, it's always nice to know your neighbors because you can complement each other. If it's growing talong, you're probably growing kalabasa, stuff like that. Then we give each other, like I gave my neighbor bamboo, and then they sent me pineapples.
All right.
So meron ganong neighborly atmosphere or spirit. And then if you really want to make it a business, I would propose like what my friend Al was saying, 100 square meters is your food. Can feed the family of 5 on 100 square meters or 1,000 square feet for those who are in the States. And then the rest is pwede mong gawing seasonal. Kamote ngayon, mais the next time, season ng pakwan, whatever season, ano yung season na dadating. Because we have to plant by the seasons also. Huwag kang kontra sa panahon. If you don't know the seasonality of things, you better buy a farmer's almanac or something. The farmers know it eh. We don't. Because we're city slickers, So, hindi natin alam, ano ba to? Ito ba sa vine? O, nagko-crawl lang pala to? We didn't know that. Because we don't have it in the city. Ma'am, saluyot yan, wild yan. Wala ba niyang seeds? Di ba? You're asking, yung pala hinihingi lang pala yun. How about alugbati? Ma'am, ano lang yan, wild lang yan dyan. Pag tag-ulan, dadami yan. You learn every day. You learn every day, di ba? So, kasi ang alam mo lang, lettuce, arugula, mga ganyan. So, pagdating mo dito, act local din, no?
Okay.
You might think global, but you act local. So, as a business, okay naman kasi you can get a loan if you want. And yun nga, sinasabi ko, if you have a business plan, ganun, meron naman mga loan. But ako, I would rather spend kung ano yung kaya mo without losing your shirt.
Okay.
So, ako, it's been 10 years and I'm still changing things, as we go along. That can wait. This one can wait. Yan na muna. You learn to be prudent also with expenses. Like now, we're using bamboo. It's so cute. We're using bamboo as a, to make your plots, to make your vegetable plots. Kasi iba, pag nakita mo sa Pinterest, bricks, mga ganyan. Mahal yung bricks di ba? Mga stones, mahal yung stone. Sabi ko, ayan, dami nating kawayan. It's bamboo.
That's also one thing that I've noticed, no, Miss Chit, kasi ngayon, yung creativity, as I've said kanina, ng tao lumalabas, no?
Mm-mm.
And mas na-appreciate nung, 'di ba, yung most of us would really post to social media, but the way I see it, mas na-appreciate nila yung mga materials na ginagamit from scratch, yung patapon na tapos
Local
kino-convert, no?
sources,
So
right?
local sources, and yun ang na-appreciate, and it has also parang na ano natin yung mga Filipino products, yung mga native is a hit, yung galing sa mga provinces na ginagawa, yung mga coconut wars, mga ratan na aside from making it a furniture, ginagawa ng mga planters, and
Yeah.
it's
Alam na
such a
alam mo.
hit ngayon, di ba? Yun.
No, because
And-
look, di ba, people are home.
Yes.
So parang tinitignan nila, ay,
Anong
wala
pwedeng
man-
gawin?
Paano akong po-post dito? Ang pangit ng paso, di ba? So may isip nila, planter, di ba?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so
as
there-
simple as yung yung mga bottles ng soft
Wine.
drinks na
Oh,
soft drinks, wines na
Binaliktad.
pinipintahan nila,
Oo.
binalikdad, linalagyan ng mga decoratives, and it looks very good, linalagyan ng mga twines, and
oo.
ang mga basura nagagawang business. And
Parang we were
yun nga-
forced to we were
Yes,
forced to
yes.
upcycle, recycle, and
Correct,
big-
correct.
a little, if there's another word, of going into crafts.
Mhm.
Yung
Mhm,
parang people became handymen and women.
Yes.
Ganon.
Rather than buying it, di ba? So they have saved, nakasave na, maganda pang lumalabas. And
Mm.
And it
actually,
can be a business as well. It can be a
Yes,
business
yes.
as well. No, so there has been a boom, no, in these small cottage industries based in the
Correct.
in the provinces, no,
Yes.
who have for many of them they've always been there, but the pandemic has given them the opportunity to showcase their wares, no,
Mhm.
outside of traditional media, no. So
That's right.
outside of traditional media, I know yung mga pots na yan has been, for example, yung mga pots has been there since ever. Pero advertising kasi is they haven't been marketed that well because of but the democratization, no, of the internet has
Yes.
given a platform to everybody to be able to showcase their wares, no,
yes.
at the most minimum cost, and that was
Yes.
Even
yeah,
the
and
crates, Sunny, kung
yeah,
dito
that's one of the
sa
things
Pilipinas, yung crates,
Hmm.
nagagawa na siyang, it has been made to a furniture.
right.
Di ba? Yung pang outdoor, and yung crates before, tinatapon lang naman yan after.
Right. So, yun nga, no? So it has provided, no, the countryside, the rural countryside, no, a platform of advertising or marketing their goods, no, that is unprecedented. That's why there has been some sort of a boom in terms of that, no, sa mga rural communities, no. It's just a matter, as you mentioned earlier in the program, Ms. Chit, no, of being able to harness this technology and adapt this technology to whatever it is that you're doing. Kasi it's practically free, quote unquote, no.
Yes.
It's practically free right now, no. Anybody can do it, and that's one of the great things that happened out of this pandemic.
That's right.
Okay, we are gonna come back with Miss Chit, and we'll be having more conversations with her after this break.
Yes, back to our shows. Catch our original shows and live replays such as Healthline, Couple Goals, Win Within, Market Leader, ULO, Negosyo at Home, TechU, TNC Marketplace, COVID Stories, Reality, Realities, Danny Art Show, After Shift, Women at Work, The Family Business, Usapang Beauty, The Fourth Project. Also, catch our TNC specials one day, TNC Arena, TNC PressCon, and TNC Town Hall. More upcoming shows, follow hashtag TNC Now on Facebook and YouTube. Allow your passion to inspire you and let us see the new you. And of course, don't forget our show Money and More every Tuesdays at 5:30 a.m. US time and 8:30 p.m. Philippine time.
And we'd like
Now, let
to, yeah, and we'd like to say hello to all our viewers. Miss Apple is watching tonight.
yeah.
Miss Avis Change is watching tonight, and to all the other viewers out there.
Mabel
Um,
Ariola is also watching
uh-huh.
tonight.
Yeah, Aini
Hi.
Villa, thank you for watching. It's great. If Don't forget to like and share and watch all our shows here on TNC. We are back with Chit Juan. We are back with Miss Chit, and we've been having we're talking about the future of business, no? And Miss Chit, you mentioned in one of your articles that the future of business is should be environmentally centered rather than money centered, or that type of mindset. Can you talk a little bit about this mindset first?
Well, I think the pandemic has sped up this parang so people will realize no that everything kasi is always money centered. People
Okay.
always ask, magkano kikitain ko dyan? Will that
Yes.
make money? You know?
Yes.
And I think it's about time that you change. The money will follow, like I always say, but you have to think like, is this good for the environment? You know, and
Okay.
then, kumbaga, in the triple bottom line of environment, social, and financial,
Okay.
check mo muna yung environment and social, and then the financial will follow. So that's the new way of thinking. The second is people now want not competition, but collaboration.
All right.
Yun. So this pandemic has really driven us to start thinking differently. Hindi na yung normal, hindi na normal business steps or procedures as
Mhm.
we were taught in school.
Yes.
But it's forcing us to think in another way. So it's a change of mindset that we think of the environment, because if we don't, that business will not be sustainable.
Okay.
Because climate change is here.
Yes.
We can tell you, Heidi and I are just telling you, I 41 degrees. Meron na kami ngayong parang sa AccuWeather yung the temperature is 20 degrees. Real feel is 14. Ganon. Sa amin naman, the temperature is 38, real feel 45. Ganon eh. Heat index ang tawag
The
pala,
heat index,
Heidi, no?
right?
Heat index. Yun. At pag sinasabi nila, ito po yung nanglalagkit na kayo at mainit. Ganyan. Anyway, we were talking about environment compliance, or what they say ESG, environment, social, and governance.
Mhm.
Kasi parating kinakalimutan ng tao eh. Ang parating iniisip lang is the money.
Uh-huh.
But look, walang pinili ang pandemic. Small or big business got hit. Diba? So, we have to start thinking differently.
Right. Okay. Let's take a look at some of these pictures, that that you have that we have for our viewers. There you go. This is you in one of the farms.
Yeah, this is in Bohol, and we were telling, kasi they had coffee pala in their backyard, they didn't know, but it's 20 feet high, So, we're teaching them, and you can't harvest that, diba? So, we're teaching them how to cut it and rejuvenate it, at susuloy uli yan, ganon. So it's just one of the photos I saw of our many trainings around the country.
All right.
Sige, you can
let's
go
take
to
a
the
look at
next.
some more. Let's take a look at
Okay.
some more.
Oh, this is in Bukidnon
yan?
naman, where we discovered yung different, alam mo, you forage, marami kang makikita na mga wild leaves. Kala
Right.
mo weeds, but they're actually food, no?
Oh,
Okay. Yeah,
Ano
this is in
ano ano na ito?
Bukidnon.
Right.
I forget.
So
ano to,
wild
Miss
pala siya,
Chit?
no? Mga wild na
Mga wild na flowers, lalagay mo sa salad mo, ganun.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. Sige,
Next.
let's take a look at some more. Ito yung mga lowland vegetables that you were talking
Ito,
about.
coffee seedlings yan.
Coffee.
So,
All right. So this is
coffee seedlings, we prepare it because people nga are wanting to plant coffee now. So, pag sinabi, I want to plant coffee, o kailangan naman may ready ka na, how will they plant coffee if they don't have the planting material? So,
Right,
these
right.
are the seedlings, okay? Oh,
Okay.
next.
Ano pa? Let's take a look.
Oh, this is tarragon. So,
Ooh.
we grow
Meron ako
tarragon
niyan,
because,
San.
oh,
Tarragon.
yan, di ba? So, you can make it into tea.
Mhm.
Tarragon is very famous for tea and it's very easy to grow. Okay, so we provide seedlings for those who want the plantitas, you know. Even before the plantita, sabi ko nga ngayon, dapat Heidi, farm tita na, hindi na plantita.
Hindi na plantita.
Yeah.
Plantita,
Okay,
yeah.
next. I think I showed you more herbs. This is holy basil. Okay? So this is ito ginagawang tea, and then those brown I'm getting excited kasi I picked all those brown dried flowers, and then you can get the seeds again. So the seeds
Yeah,
you can share naman with friends. Oo.
nagtaka ako dyan kasi nga I also have basil here. Tapos this is on the top of that. Ito yung
Yes.
nag-grow sa top. And I
Oo.
thought,
Parang flower
ano
siya.
kayang, anong gagawin dito? So,
You can make it seeds. Oo.
okay. And
And then
replant
pwede
it.
mo
No?
nang, you can replant it, you can sell it. You can sell seeds.
Wow.
You know, basil seeds. This is tulsi or holy basil.
Yeah.
Okay?
I
And then,
started with just one, isang lang.
Tapos
Tapos
dadami
ngayon, ang
yan.
dami na
Yeah.
nila.
There's a niche market for this, Ma'am Chit, for products like this, like tarragon and or is this just
yeah.
for
Basil, yung mga Italian restaurants.
Yeah.
Yung pasta.
People always look for herbs now. You know,
and this can be
so-
grown lowland.
Yes.
You
This
can
can be
grow it
grown
lowland
lowland.
also.
Right.
Oo.
Okay. Yan. Okay.
Okay. And then
Let's take a
we
look at
have,
some
I
more.
think, some more pictures. These are my two partners in Echo Store.
Right. Let's talk about the Echo Store.
Yeah.
How did this come about?
Well, 13 years ago already,
Wow.
before pandemic, Rina is my schoolmate in UP, and Jeannie and Rina have been classmates since grade school.
Mhm.
So, kaming tatlo, naisip namin, what will we do in midlife? No? So, naisip namin, there was really no store where you can find di ba, mga natural and organic products, ganon.
Okay.
And all of us were interested in, dapat the interest is there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yun, so sabi na, you Chit, you start planting kasi you have the farm. Ha? Ako? Ako magpa-plant? So ako yung naatasan, ika nga, I was one assigned. Tapos we go there occasionally to harvest, and it's a different feeling. It's really priceless, to harvest your own vegetables, to
I
harvest your
can
own coffee.
imagine, no? Yun nga.
Yeah.
Ang sarap ng
And parang pag
feeling.
kinakain mo, parang, wow, ito yung galing sa garden mo. It's a different feeling. Okay.
As I was
I
saying kanina, Miss Chit, na yung talong dito sa backyard, nung
Oo.
nag-bear na siya ng fruit, parang, oh my God, ano na to, pinakbet na to. This is from
Yes.
the garden, ha?
Oo.
Yung sitaw mo, yung talong mo. So, ang
Di ba,
binili ko na
Heidi,
yan.
may bago kang appreciation. Yung avocado nga, tinanim namin, tumubo. Sabi ko, oh my God, the avocado is growing, It's a different high, if you will.
It is.
Oo.
Yung avocado ko dito, nagdala yung friend ko dito ng avocado. Ang ganda ng niya kasi walang yung parang buhok-buhok,
Oo.
tapos ang lalaki. So, sabi ko, that was 3 years ago. Sabi ko, itanim ko nga tong nito, nung seed nito. Lumaki na siya. Wala pang pandemic nun, ha? But, the high is there. Oh my God, isang seed lang to. Tapos, ang laki na niya. Yan.
Yeah.
And sabi nila, in 5 years time, magbubunga
Yeah.
na daw yun. So, I'm waiting for that time.
Yeah.
Yun.
So
Ibang high.
yeah. So you have the Echo Store, and it's a place where local products, no, or where people can
Yes.
buy these local products.
Yeah.
And
So it was primarily for eco-friendly products.
mhm,
So that's the E. And
mhm.
then C is community. So we
Okay.
get from different
Oh,
communities.
acronym pala yun.
Yes. Then
Oo.
H, when we started, was for hope, to give them hope. Medyo
Okay.
cheesy, pero now we put slash health. Okay?
Okay.
And then
Yes.
O is organization because we had to work with mga Peace and Equity Foundation, PBSP, yung mga may projects, walang kamatayang livelihood projects, pero whatever they produce, walang market,
Mm.
Mm.
because it
Ah,
was too little to get into a supermarket, it was too little to be exported, so you have to find it in a specialty shop. So we would sell peanut butter, guava jelly from small communities. Ganon. And now, we realized during the pandemic that what we were selling are essentials because we sell virgin coconut oil. Okay? We sell turmeric. We sell
Mhm.
all this aromatherapy. So actually, we have a license when none of the other retailers could go out, we could because our grocery store/store sold essentials.
okay. And
Yeah.
So that was an unintended consequence that during the pandemic we had IATF cards and all that because what we were selling all this time are
are
essentials.
essential.
Essentials. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was actually a hit, no, way back because kami, pumupunta din kami sa Echo Store dito
Mm,
sa Maria
mm,
Luisa Road.
mm,
That's actually an hour and a half from my place. But
mm,
when people started to go on healthy diet, talaga lahat pumupunta sa Echo Store kasi nandun
mm,
na ang mga
mm,
hinahanap nila, no?
And
So,
yeah, and
yun.
what I like is that it's locally sourced, and you're giving
mm.
Mm,
opportunities then for the community and the producers.
Yes.
No,
Mm,
not many supermarkets, in fact, no, will be carrying these products. No,
yes,
mm.
that's
and
right.
that's
Oo.
great. No, so if I'm interested in the products, I can go online on
Yes,
the
you can
Echo
go
Store.
online, but for the US, medyo hindi pa kami but in the Philippines, yes,
Okay,
we ship nationwide. For the US, gagawa natin ng paraan because I have
sure.
friends who order, pa-order naman ng ganito and then we send it, no? We send
Mhm.
it. Alam mo naman, we can find ways, yan. So Echo Store has been there for 13 years already. We're turning 13 in September.
Wow.
And I think the pandemic really parang catapulted or sped up our migration into an online store
Yeah.
so that we wouldn't feel yung downside, which is the retail, brick and mortar really went down. So we replaced that with online sales. And
Makes
then we
sense.
had, yeah, and then of course presence in social media, and of course people like you in media who help us tell the story.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so, our viewers, you can just log on to is that Echo Store
.ph.
dot ph, right? Echo Store.
Yes.
You can find it on Facebook and
Yes.
echostore.ph, and you will see a catalog of all of their products. No?
That's right.
Locally sourced products. Support natin yan, no? Yung the being a locavore. I like that
Yan.
term.
Locavore.
I like that term. It's the first time
Locavore.
I've heard it, but I like it. No, buy
Yeah.
local.
Yan yung ano niya doon ngayon. New word
Yeah,
for the day.
yeah, word for the day. You can cut a lot of problems, by buying local. I mean, you have your marketing costs and all of that. No, will be cut because of by buying local. Tangkilikin po
Mhm.
natin ng tatak Pilipino, or even in
Yeah.
your communities. No, be
And
proud.
we have shops in Davao and
Oh, there
Cagayan
you
de
go.
Oro.
Right. So so tangkilikin po natin yan. It's been a wow. You haven't noticed it, but isang oras na, no? It's been
I know. Ang
so
bilis. Ang
it's great.
bilis.
I love having conversations at this. It brings me back, to when I was doing my undergrad in Los Baños, and there are still I have friends who are in the agricultural sector right now. No, sina Beth, sina Mike. If you're watching, hello. Uh,
Ah,
Great to have you here, Ma'am Chit. Do you have any let's say words, no, parting words for our viewers? Something that
Well,
you'd like to leave them.
I always say that, everybody must eat well and live well.
Mhm.
So it starts with what you eat. Yun.
All right.
Yun.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Miss Chit Juan, for your time, for being here tonight. It's very enlightening, no? It's very enlightening, very engrossing. I'd like to say that, no?
Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for the
Sa akin,
opportunity.
it's very inspiring kasi
and
for
very
people
inspiring
like,
as well, no?
yes,
Yeah,
for people,
you can check out yeah, you can check out Eco Store on FB, and take a look at the Ma'am Chit's profile as well. You will see a lot of um
Yeah.
mas
nagpo-post pa
ano
siya
pa,
ng
mas active
magagandang
pa to.
articles.
Mas active
Oh,
pa to sa akin sa social media.
ang
Grabe si
active.
Miss Chit. My God, ang galing.
Pero magaganda yung mga posts, no? Very
Thank you,
relevant
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
yung mga posts ni
Very
Ma'am Chit.
educational and
Very
informative.
educational
Yes,
and
yes.
informative.
Nagpa-follow na
Maraming
nga ako sa
salamat.
kanya eh. Thank you so much, Miss Chit. I'll see
Thank
you
you. My
backstage.
pleasure. Yeah.
Have a good
Thank
night. We'll
you.
see you backstage.
More power. Okay.
Thank you, Ma'am Chit. Okay, so Heidi, what a night! No, it's been
What a night, no?
yeah,
I'm ano talaga, I'm very inspired kasi alam mo naman gusto ko talagang mag-umpisa ng farming, no? Out of the
wow.
plantita that happened in pandemic, I told
Mag-farm
you
tita ka
na
na.
gusto ko nang mag-farm tita kasi tama yung sinabi ni Miss Chit. It's such a high when you see your plants grow, tsaka nakita mo nagbe-bear na ng fruit, tapos kinakain mo kung ano yung tinatanim mo. So, I don't know if makaka-relate ka kasi dyan. I don't know if you've done that, but I was
Nag-plant
very
ako.
proud. I was very proud na nakakaano ako ng limonsito, yung
Yeah.
calamansi, no, yung bell peppers, I just grow them, and ang mahal kaya ng bell peppers sa market, Sunny. So,
Right.
yun ang out of what had happened, no? Syempre, pandemic has a lot of challenges, but on the other side of it, meron din siyang magandang naidulot, no? Yung discovery mo on a lot of things, yung creativity mo, and going back to basics na po pwede pala siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Before, hindi natin, parang hindi natin iniinda. When you cook and you cut the spices, you just throw away yung mga seeds and everything, but now talaga iniipon na siya kasi nag-grow mo siya.
So ating mga enterprising na viewers, there is an opportunity in the countryside right now, no? Alamin lang po natin, expand our knowledge, no? Know what can be done, no?
Yeah, and the foundation of Miss Chit can help them.
Yeah, we can,
us, no, in doing that. We can get in touch.
Right, and we can be able to connect, no, with our rural counterparts and maybe give them an opportunity as well. All right. So it's been a great night, Heidi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you too, Sunny.
All right. So everybody, stay healthy, stay well, stay safe, and always remember.
Thank you to our viewers.
Thank you to our viewers. So always remember that financial freedom is in
your
your hands. Good night, everyone.
See you next week. Good night.